It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for your money. How many of you have done your taxes? Thought of it? Me, I'm doing them as well I should. Joining me is Stephanie O'Connell, a personal finance expert. Welcome, Stephanie. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For sussing all of this out. Have you done your taxes yet?
I admit I haven't done it. I've been on vacation.
Okay, that's a good excuse. I have a date with my accountant. It's a long-standing date every year. I say it's the worst date of my year, but we're gonna get it done.
My date's tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm ready.
We'll nurse that date hangover at some point. So tax day, obviously April 15th. What's so interesting about this is that we can actually do things before the deadline that can actually mean a little bit chump change in our pockets.
That's right. It's not too late to do things that can benefit you for your 2019 tax year. For example, you can still make contributions to retirement accounts like an IRA or a SEP IRA if you're self-employed, and those contributions can help reduce your 2019 taxable income. That's just one example. Another one is the HSA. So if you have a high deductible health plan.
And just for folks who don't necessarily know, an HSA is a health.
HSA is a high deductible health plan, and that's available to you. I'm sorry, an HSA is a health savings account, and it's available to you if you have a high deductible health plan as a way to save for your medical expenses and to help better plan for your medical expenses with that tax advantage. So those contributions to your HSA you can use to reduce your 2019 taxable income if you're eligible.
Unbelievable. So 2 ways so far. I like this. I like the way this is going. Believe it or not, I'm 45 years old and I still have student loans.
And
you're telling me I can deduct my student loan interest?
Yes, up to a certain point. Like if you have a certain income, this is really for low to moderate income folks. So that deduction is only available to you if you're below a certain income threshold.
Okay.
And so if you are eligible, you may be able to deduct up to $2,500 in your student loan interest, which can make a big difference come tax time.
That could make a huge thing. And I actually just did this last year. Check your withholding for
Yes.
folks who file different forms, if you're a W-2 or a W-9.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So folks may have noticed that last year in particular because we saw these new tax laws take effect, and there was a big change in the standard deduction. And with that big change, a lot of people may have found that they unexpectedly owed taxes for the first time, or maybe they got like so much back that they weren't expecting. And a way to avoid a surprise either way is to adjust your withholding, and the IRS updated those withholding charts after the new tax law. So it's a really good idea to just go back through that worksheet, ask your employer for a new W-4, go back through that worksheet, adjust your withholding, and then give it back to them so you can be prepared for next tax season.
I'm already, my anxiety level is already, but which leads to work with a professional if you can.
Absolutely. Now, if you have a really straightforward tax filing situation, let's say you're single, you don't have dependents, you have a single source of income from a salary job, you may be able to DIY pretty simply. That said, even some of the things we're talking about change year over year. Eligibility, contribution limits, what's deductible, what's not, like the standard deduction.
Let the professionally handle it. We have to go, but before we do, you have cards that tell you just how broke you are or aren't, which I actually think is pretty genius. So thank you for these. Where can we get these statement cards?
Yeah, these are called statement cards. They're dedicated to celebrating some of your financial wins. We celebrate all kinds of wins. Why not the money ones too?
Stephanie O'Connell, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. I have who runs the world with a pair of legs and pink pumps.
Inside says...
I know someone over there. I know someone over there who needs that.
The inside says you now that you're a boss.
Those are for Ben. Thank you so much.
Thank you.